production of Blade has thrown us a curveball as it loses another director. Stick around to find out if we will see this Daywalker again on the big screen. I'm Shade 7 for the New Wave Nerds. Like and subscribe for more nerd content and commentary, and let's get to the news. From IGN, the Marvel Cinematic Universe's Blade movie can't seem to escape its production woes, as director Yann Demange has reportedly exited the project. News on the latest behind-the-scenes Marvel changes comes from The Wrap, which says it has learned Demange departed the Daywalker Marvel movie a while ago. The report adds that the split was entirely emancipable. No replacement director has been chosen yet. As Blade loses its second director, Thor Ragnarok writer Eric Pearson is pushing forward with the MCU film script. Previous drafts were handled by Michael Starrbury, Nic Pizzollato, and Michael Green. The Wrap insider says Marvel is more interested in getting Blade right than simply getting it out the door. Star Mahershala Ali is said to still be attached to the movie. Thank God. I've been keeping track of this movie for a very, very long time, and I think every Marvel fan has. And we're kind of just getting to a certain point with this movie where we just don't aren't sad about it too much anymore. I mean, we've lost so many directors with this movie, so many rewrites. It's been pushed back so many times. I mean, it was announced all the way back in 2019, and that's 5 years of nothing. And this is supposedly going to be like one of Marvel's biggest projects, I would say, currently. Currently, because we haven't seen Blade since the 90s. And, I mean, Blade kind of started off, he didn't start off the MCU, but, he gave a lot of the basis for it, in a way. It's very frustrating how hard it is to get this movie right. They already are doing monsters. They did it with Werewolf by Midnight. They did it with Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness. So they can do monsters. So I don't understand why they cannot do vampires. And they don't have to do vampire like human-looking vampires. In the Blade movies and in the comics, they're just these little golem-looking things with wings. Of course, there are vampires that look like humans, just your average Joes. But a lot of the times, they're just winged, golems, and that's it. That's not too hard to do. In fact, in Werewolf by Night, as they were looking around the room, looking at all of the different monsters that the main hunter who passed away, who's playing that game, who's playing the game with everyone, one of the monsters is one of the vampires from a Blade comic. So they already have a model. Clearly, they have a model for it. They can use that. And not only that, but if they're having a hard time trying to figure out what they should do for the script and they just keep rewriting it, why don't they just make it a little easier on themselves and just go based off or continue it from Werewolf by Midnight? Not exactly directly from that story, but take one of the characters and just continue it on. Like the Red Jewel, maybe add that to the story, because that's still involved in the MCU now. That's a canon story that has to continue somehow, So I do believe that they could really connect Blade with that, because clearly it's a little tough. I don't understand. I just don't understand. And they mention in this article that they would like to get Blade right than simply getting it out the door. Well, it's basically been out the door for 5 years, because we kind of just lost focus on it a while back. There was just no point in focusing on that. And now it's at the point where I'm just like, okay, just cancel it. Maybe we could throw Blade in later on. Maybe we could just randomly throw him in the Midnight Suns, I guess. I don't know if it's this much of a hassle. I just don't understand why they should continue, because now I feel like they're just going to mess it up. They're just going to be lazy with it. They're going to be tired of trying to rewrite this, find new directors that they're just going to give up, and they're just going to write a boofy movie. Like, they're just gonna find, I don't know, some director that directed a couple episodes of like a crappy Marvel TV show, and they're just gonna call it a day, because they're just gonna give up because they just want to get this done. Unless, yeah, they do completely cancel it entirely, which, yeah, I'm not gonna completely disagree with, you know, it, because I want them to do it good. I love Blade. Blade is one of my favorite Marvel superheroes ever. I mean, I've loved Blade since I was a kid. He's awesome. What's not to like? But I don't want to see Blade in the MCU, the universe that I have grown to love since I was a child, that we've all grown to love. I don't want to see this amazing character that I've been waiting for to be thrown into the MCU just to be a crappy character that I don't even want to watch. You know, 'cause that would really suck. That's like, I mean, I don't know. That's like if they did make Tom Cruise Iron Man back in the day. No one would like that. And then we'd have to go through a whole MCU with Tom Cruise. You see, it just, I don't know. If the character is not going to be good and you're just going to make him sloppy, then there's just no point. I think getting it out the door, honestly, might be the best bet for the time being. Just for the time being. We can always throw him back in, like I said. I'm not saying let's cancel Blade completely. I still love the guy, but, you know. But yeah. So, with all that being said, Wesley Snipes, the original Blade actor from the 90s, we all love him. He has thrown some shade. He has made a diss on the Blade, the Blade movie, I guess. And his quote was, "Blade, lordy, lordy, lordy. Folks still looking for the secret sauce, riding snowmobiles in traffic, kind of rough. Daywalkers make it look easy, don't they?" Yes, they do, Mahershala Ali, or Wesley Snipes. Yes, they do. But clearly, the directors for this don't make it look easy at all, I guess. They don't one bit. I just don't get it. I don't get how you can get directors for movies like Sam Raimi and get him to direct Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, and that absolutely be horrible, but it still gets so much praise, and you guys spent so much time in that movie and hyped everyone up, and a lot of money went into that movie too, especially for the cameos. When you could be getting the best directors you can. Mahershala Ali, I'm not disagreeing with that actor choice. That is a perfect actor choice. He is a great actor. He's going to be great in this movie. Brendan has recommended that I got to watch Luke Cage 100 times, and he's great in that, I guess, and I'm not doubting it. Dang it, I'm not doubting it. So I am pumped for him to be Blade. Yes, if Blade does go away, I have some people in the background that what's the word I'm looking for exactly? Rebounds. I got some rebounds for Blade. If Mahershala Ali completely quits, that'll be sad. You just lost a really, really good actor, and it's because you guys were being lazy, or I guess just not caring enough. See, I guess I don't exactly know what the huge problem was with writing the script. I can't imagine. Like, I could probably write a script for you right now, Marvel, for Blade. Well, I'll do it right now. It isn't. I mean, to think about all these movies that these guys have probably directed, I mean, Blade ain't gonna compare to any of them, unless they made it really good, of course. But if you can make other movies, you can make a Blade movie. You really can. And I mean, I guess they could just keep looking for directors. If that's just the way they're gonna go, then just stick with one. I don't know. make it easier for them. Because you got to be doing something, Marvel, to them. You got to be doing something to them. You got to be, I don't know, not working with them at all or something. Because to be doing a Blade movie, to get the opportunity to do a Blade movie, I think that'd be a pretty crazy privilege for the MCU. To be the one to introduce Blade into the MCU would be a phenomenal privilege. I can't think of anyone who would walk away from that unless Marvel, the studio, is not working with them. That's a pretty good reason, and I could kind of see it. You know, maybe they're doing some things that where Marvel's like, you know, we got to make the people happy, so we can't say that, or we can't do that specific thing because a certain group of people are going to get mad, or it's just very frustrating that has to be the main focus for a lot of these movies nowadays. That certain political issues have to be the main center of everything, and it's affecting movies. It's affecting it's affecting Hollywood in general. It's just affecting movies in general. I mean, all the time I see YouTube videos about people saying what this actor thinks about what's going wrong with Hollywood. And I mean, they say the same thing. And that could be what's going on with the Blade movie too. You know, maybe they're being very picky on who they choose as the director for certain reasons, you know, which I guess I can kind of understand, but it's still very frustrating. At a certain point, if you want this movie bad enough, you got to do what you have to do to make it good. And sometimes that has to be what a lot of people aren't going to like. And with the way they're going with this movie, no one's going to like it. Now, I mean, I would rather have a lot of people not like it than everyone dog on it, than everyone make YouTube videos about how bad it is. I mean, the sacrifice that Marvel would be risking is just a couple Facebook tweets and Instagram tweets and Twitters or X's about how wrong this was. You know, there's really nothing that bad that could come out of it besides losing a couple of fans within that certain political group, you know. So it kind of sucks that's somewhat of an inspiration for why this movie's probably failing so bad. Not saying that 100% is the reason, of course. I mean, that probably isn't the reason, but it could be a factor. But yeah, it's just all frustrating. And then not only that, but Mahershala Ali's lawyer got involved, and he made a comment about the Blade movie. And basically what he said is that it is very, very, I guess, disrespectful for them to be rushing this movie, or not rushing it, not doing anything for 5 years. He said that is the saddest, I think he said that is the saddest thing he's ever seen in his professional career. Yeah, that's 5 years down the drain that they could have been at least doing something. If they would have lost a director, maybe, if they would have lost a they lost the director, right? Then they started working on it right away. We would have had a movie by now. But no, they just kept like goofing around. New director, and it's just messing everything up. And there's many things that they could take this movie to. You know, this could introduce so many things. This could introduce Ghost Rider. This could introduce the Midnight Suns. We could have maybe a little conversation between him and Moon Knight for some reason. I mean, he made I completely forgot he made a cameo in the Eternals. So now they can't cancel it. They can't. They have to keep going with it. I mean, that would just kind of suck. You know, now they're just hyping us up. Okay? I mean, see, this is what Marvel does, people. They hype us up, and then they don't give us what we want at all. I mean, No Way Home's an exception, but that's it. Lately, it's been pretty bad. And that's what I'm really worried with this movie, is that they're not going to listen to the fans, which they don't like to do a lot anymore, and they're just going to do what they feel is right, and it's going to ruin it. And I'm going to be sad, because I love Blade. I love Blade so much. He's so cool. And not again. I would also like to say that they better keep this rated R. If this Blade movie isn't rated R when it comes out, I will also be very sad. I'll still love the movie if it's good. You know, if it's good, I'll still love the movie if it's not rated R. But it's Blade. I mean, he's cutting heads off. He's cutting people in half, you know? I mean, just think about the first Blade movie. If you've seen it, there's a scene where they're all in a rave and it just starts showering blood. I didn't see that in Iron Man, you know? So this better be pretty rated R. And not only that, it's a really good opportunity for them to bring in a rated R movie. It's perfect. You know, I remember the rumors for Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness about that being rated R. You know, and yeah, at the time, you know, I was like, oh, this is going to be cool. This is going to be cool. You know, it doesn't feel like a perfect fit. The perfect fit feels like Blade or Wolverine or, well, shoot, I guess Daredevil versus Wolverine is MCU now. So, okay. So we do have one rated R movie now. But Blade has to be the second take. It has to be the second rated R movie. If it ain't, frustrations will happen. Deadpool. Oh, yeah, sorry, I meant Deadpool versus Wolverine, not Daredevil versus Wolverine. Fan fiction's going crazy in my head lately. But I don't know. I'm excited, I'm nervous, as I am with a lot of Marvel projects now these days, as I am with a lot of DC projects, as I am with a lot of Star Wars projects. Disney, you're really yoinking my chain on these, you know? And it's kind of the same thing with Star Wars, or not Star Wars, DC. Yeah. DC has some room right now. Okay, I can't say much about DC. They're starting over. I got no room to talk right now. We haven't even seen Superman Legacy yet. I can't say much. So you know what? Let's take DC out of the mix. Disney, step up your game. What happened? Go back to the old days. Go back to the way you used to be. Direct this movie like you're directing Iron Man 1 again. Treat it like it's Iron Man 1. Dang it. This is it. This is Blade. We're talking about Blade here. He's the Daywalker. He's awesome. And he's significant. Just think about all the cameos he's made and all the team ups he's had. Spider-Man, Daredevil, Wolverine, you know, Moon Knight. There's so many that would be so cool just to throw in there with Blade. Also, he has such a cool vibe and a perfect vibe for like the MCU. He is such a hip culture vibe that I think it would just fit perfectly in the MCU. You know, and I don't know. I think that they still have time to make this movie good. If they decide to completely cancel it, yeah, I'll be sad, but I'll just make my own fan film, I guess. I'll star in it. I'll be Blade. But yeah, I don't know. They just need to step up their game with this, and they need to get it together because we're all waiting. We've been waiting for 5 years. Probably gonna wait another year, and I hope that's it. I hope that's the only years we wait. That there's no point in stalling this anymore. I mean, it's time. It's time for them to get to work on it. You know, this was in the timeline a while back, and it was supposed to connect to so many things, I'm assuming, but then it restarted so much, and I don't know. I feel like they could be doing way better with this. I feel like they're slacking off, but yeah. So, tell me in the comments what you think about Blade getting a new director again. Tell me what you guys think about just this movie in general. Are you guys excited? Are you guys nervous like I am? I could tell you one thing's for sure. I'm going to be for a while until we get a trailer, but you know, I get hyped up pretty quick for trailers. But yeah. So, join us next time for another video, and we'll catch you guys next time.